Hello and welcome to this hypothesis testing hands-on module. In this video, we will learn how to conduct a one sample t-test, two independent sample t-test and a paired t-test. Now let's take a look at how we can do a hypothesis of a single sample mean using t-distribution. The first thing what we do is we will generate sample data. We have a function called rnorm which is available in R, using which we can generate 20 sample data. So here we are generating a sample of 20 data points from a population whose mean is 2 and the standard deviation is 1. These 20 generated data points are stored in a vector called data df. Let us execute this. Let's see what happens. Now let's view the vector, the value stored in this vector df. We could see that almost 20 observations got generated. Let us see the mean value for these observations. It is 2.107. Now, since this is a sample, the mean is little different from the population. This mean is little different from the population. So my population mean is 2. This mean is a little different from my population from which the sample has been taken. If you want to do a hypothesis test, our null hypothesis would be that our mean is equal to 2. So this is what the null hypothesis. Since we are observing a number greater than 2, our alternative hypothesis would be that our mean is greater than 2. In order to perform the hypothesis test, we will use a function in R called the t.test. The first parameter is the vector name, sample vector name. The next parameter is alternative. Since here the alternative is greater than, right, in this case greater than, because my population hypothesis mean is 2 and observed mean is 2.107, hence I am going to conduct the right tail test. Since we are conducting the right tail test, the alternative we are specifying it as a greater. Using alternative we can specify what type of test, whether it is one tail test or two tail test, that we need to specify. If it is a left tail test, less you have to use it. If it is a right tail test, we have to use greater. If it is a two dot sided, this is the option we have to use it here. The last parameter is the hypothesized mean. You need to specify the hypothesized mean. This is your hypothesized mean. So mu is equal to 2. Let us see, because here it is a right tail test, your alternative hypothesis is a right tail test. Since we are using greater, let us see what happens. The p-value is 0.255. The p-value is greater than 5%. The p-value here is 25%, which makes sense because we had already sampled this data from a population which had a mean of 2. Here we cannot reject the null hypothesis. Since p-value is greater than alpha, we cannot reject the null hypothesis. So what we conclude here is the mean value is the sample mean value and population mean value is same. That is what we conclude here. So in this previous example, our alternative was directional. We were using a one tail test. We can also do a two tail test by using two dot sided option in your alternative parameter. You can conduct the two sided. So even in this case, my p value is 0.51, very high. It is substantially higher than 5% of your alpha value. Hence, we cannot reject the null hypothesis. Let's now take a look at how we can do two sample t-test. Whenever we talk of two sample t-test, they can either be independent sample t-test or paired sample t-test. We'll first discuss about the hypothesis test in case of two samples for two independent samples. What we will do is, let us generate 18 data points randomly and storing them in a vector df1. These 18 data points are being sampled from a normal distribution with a mean of 2 and a standard deviation of 1. Similarly, for the second vector df2, we are sampling 18 points which come from a population with a mean of 3 and standard deviation of 1.5. Let's go ahead and execute these commands and get our two samples. Now let's go ahead and see what is the mean value for these two samples. The mean value for the first sample is 2.04 and second sample the mean value is 3.05. Both the means are different. Now let's conduct a two sample hypothesis t-test. The way we will do that is we will use the t-test which we previously used. But instead of passing just a single vector as an argumenter, as a first argument, we will pass both the vectors corresponding to the samples that we have. These are the two samples we have it. We need to pass these two samples vector as an argument for your function t dot test, because we are conducting two independent sample t-test. So now let us, so what is the alternate null hypothesis here? So the mean value for both the samples are same. Alternatively, we can write it this way: mean 1 minus mean 2 is equal to 0. So there are no difference between the sample means of these two samples. What is the alternative hypothesis? So both the samples mean value are not same. Now, okay, so this is the one alternative equal to two-sided, because your alternative hypothesis is not equal to and mu is equal to 0. So why mu is equal to 0? Because mean 1 minus mean 2, sample first sample mean minus second sample mean is equal to 0, because there are no difference between these two. That's what we hypothesize. So the hypothesized mean value is 0 in this case. Please and don't forget this one. So in the previous case, we are taking the hypothesized mean was 2. So in this case, the hypothesis mean was 0. In almost all the cases, it will be 0 only, especially in the case of two sample independent t-test. So hence we need to specify this one, mu is equal to 0. So when you look at the p-value here, the p-value is very, very low. It implies that both the means are different. Since p-value is less than alpha, we are supposed to reject the null hypothesis. And here, if you reject the null hypothesis, what is the alternate hypothesis? So now the alternate hypothesis is there is a difference between two different samples. It also makes sense because we had sampled both of these means or both of these vectors from different populations. Next, we will see how to conduct a paired sample t-test. Paired sample t-test is also called as dependent t-test. If you have to perform a paired sample t-test, it's very simple in R. Instead of using, we need to include an additional parameter by the name of paired equal to true. So if we execute this one, alternative is equal to two-sided. If we execute this one, we can see the p-value is 0.002. Again, we can see that the p-value is very, very low and lower than 5%, implying again that we should reject our null hypothesis. In both the cases, the two independent sample t-test and paired t-test, we could see that the mean value from both the samples are not same. In this section, we discussed how to perform a hypothesis test for single sample mean as well as two sample mean when a data follows a t distribution. The next video, we will learn how to perform chi-square test and ANOVA test.